Flowers bloom on a deadline. If not, they would not be able to produce seeds while the warm weather lasts. The value of a deadline when doing the work. Most of us hate deadlines. The very idea of having to complete something by a certain time feels stressful. But yet we have deadlines. We have deadlines at work and in our personal lives too. And there's a reason for this. Deadlines work. They are especially helpful when coordinating different people working together. Without deadlines, everyone is left waiting for the spirit to move everyone else, which can actually be more stress-inducing than having deadlines. A deadline means stop putting it off. Sure, we have images from our past when we were forced to do things, and it may seem better not to repeat that history. But look at the alternative. Without some structure, nothing gets done. The only thing that gets done is whatever happens to present itself as an emergency or as a whim. This is passive living, and it's fine in some regards, but don't confuse it with loving what is. Loving what is also includes loving and acting on inner interests and desires, often to create and learn, that may involve long-term projects. These quiet desires easily get overshadowed by the need to put out fires. In other words, without using deadlines, we end up doing what others want us to do instead of what we want to do. If you want to do the work, why are you not doing it? The Work of Byron Katie, which is 4 questions and turnarounds, is an amazing process for self-exploration. But if you don't actually do it, it becomes as useless as an ashtray on a motorcycle. What's the point of knowing something that works and not using it? Yet that's what most of us do with the work. We love it, but we put it on the shelf for later. My call to you today is to start engaging with the work on a regular basis. Otherwise, what's the point of being in the club of the work? Deadlines can be your friend. If you have committed to a specific time for doing something, you're much more likely to do it. If you involve someone else in that commitment, the likelihood goes up even more. Having a daily work partner is a great way to keep doing the work on a regular basis. Taking a class like the Work 101 is also a great way to commit to a practice and begin to sincerely engage with it. When you engage regularly, that's when the benefits come. In this spirit, I have now changed the Work 101. I have added a deadline. As I required for many years in the past, the Work 101 must now be completed in 9 weeks. That means you must keep up with the assignments, 5 per week, in order to finish on time. It means that taking a vacation in the middle of the class is not going to work. It means you have to take it seriously. And I have flexed both ways with this over the years. And I used to only have it be 9 weeks. Then I expanded to you could do it in a year or 9 weeks. And then I'm now going back to 9 weeks. What I consistently find is that when people have 1 year to take the course, they almost never finish it. So that option is now off the table, unless you happen to be grandfathered in, and I'll give you the choice. If you want to take the Work 101, you'll need to commit to a rigorous schedule of 5 assignments per week for 9 weeks. This has worked very well for many people over many years. For those who can't make it, I will soon have a self-study version of the course that you can tinker with at your leisure with no deadline. And that will be available to anyone who signs up, whether you're doing the 9-week version or not. You will always have access to the self-study version. But for those who really want to get moving with the work, the versions of the course with a personal trainer or with me as a trainer will now have this deadline. You can still start any time of year, but you can't go longer than 9 weeks. So I encourage you to join the Work 101 if you really want to dig in and get going with the work. And I'll end with a quote from Byron Katie, the founder of the Work of Byron Katie, and this is from her book, Loving What Is. If you try to do the work in your head without putting your thoughts on paper, the mind will outsmart you. So this is the kind of easy way of doing the work. Just think, oh yeah, I'll just turn that around. And it has its value, but it can't come close to the value of sitting down with a paper and pen and writing your thoughts, then going through the 4 questions and the turnarounds, or having somebody else hold you and ask you these questions. So that's what I encourage you to move towards, and it's what I support in all of the different programs that I offer.